Sixers Celtics Game 5 betting preview. After a wild Game 4, the Sixers tied up the series. It is now 2-2 heading to Boston. Best of 3 series, but the Celtics have 2 home games. If they could win both, they'll win the series. So in this video, I'm going to be giving a betting preview for this game tomorrow, using OddsJam to line shop and find the best odds compared to the sharp sportsbooks, see where we can find some value. Now, looking at this game as a whole before we get into the odds and stuff, to be honest, it's a pretty difficult game for me to handicap because you just don't know who on the Sixers is going to show up. And when I really say, I mean, we don't know if Embiid and or James Harden is going to show up. Harden, if we want to stick with him for a second, has had 2 40-point performances in this game. Legitimately one was the sole reason the Sixers won games 1 and 4. Sandwiched in between those 2 games, in games 2 and 3, had a combined 28 points and a combined 5 made field goals in games 2 and 3 combined. So we just don't know which James Harden is going to show up. Now, Embiid has had back-to-back 2 pretty good games if you just look at his stats. Now, Embiid in game 4 specifically, phenomenal in the first half. He was amazing. After that, in the second half, and really, especially you noticed it in the fourth quarter, he just got gassed. He shot 4 of 14 in the second half of game 4 as Al Horford absolutely owned him in the fourth quarter, right? Al Horford had 3 blocks on Embiid in the fourth quarter alone. 2 of them was from guarding him one-on-one. Now, whether Embiid was hurting or whether he was just tired, winded, whatever it may be, that doesn't necessarily bode well for the future games because, well, the game tomorrow, he has 1 day of rest. So it's not like he's going to have a ton of time to get his legs and his wind under him. So we just really don't know which Embiid and which James Harden, is going to show up. That makes it pretty difficult to handicap. But if we're just going off of the odds, which obviously the most important thing here, the books are expecting the Celtics. I mean, that has the Celtics as heavy favorites, right? I mean, we see on the money line, technically best offered at minus 282, but we see those odds are from Pinnacle. If we look at best offered on a sports book we can actually lock in the bet with, we're looking at technically minus 285 at PlayUp, which is only available in like 2 states. More commonly offered minus 286 at Bet Rivers. Now I wouldn't touch that. Sixers best offered at plus 245. That's on another sharp sports book, Circa Vegas, and also on DraftKings. I wouldn't touch the Sixers money line as well. But as we can see from the odds here, despite winning game 4 and despite Harden looking incredible, the Celtics are still heavy favorites here, right? 7-point favorites pretty much everywhere you look across the board, except for one book, which has it at plus 7.5, has the Sixers specifically at plus 7.5. Now, this does represent some value. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that there's no risk in backing the Sixers plus 7.5. Both losses were by double digits. Both wins were by 1 field goal, right? So the Celtics have clearly shown that they're the better team despite the series being 2-2. But at the end of the day, all we can really do is just bet on value. And if we're getting 7.5, where every other book has it at 7, that's pretty good. I like that. So our official play for this video is going to be the Sixers plus 7.5, minus 115 odds at BetMGM. Now, when I'm line shopping, even though I mentioned this was our official play, when I'm line shopping, what I do just to make sure that I am placing the best of the best, you just want to identify the sharp sports books. And there are 5 that we're referring to here. I mean, we know that they're all going to have it at minus 7, but just to go through the exercise. Pinnacle, both Circas. Now there's 2 Circas, Circa Sports, Circa Vegas. Circa Vegas is better. They're both good. And then we see 2 sharp sports books here as well. They all have this at Celtics minus 7, right? The 7.5 is a pretty big deal. That half-point difference is pretty meaningful in the long run. Now, is this one of those opportunities where you're saying, hey, maybe you should just take both the Sixers money line and the Celtics like minus 10 because either they're going to win by double digits or the Sixers are going to win straight up? I'm not necessarily telling you that's a horrible idea, but just to go off of the value here, to go off of the odds, we'll take the Sixers plus 7.5, minus 115 odds at BetMGM as our official play for this video. And that's all I got. So if you're riding with me on the Sixers, comment and let me know. Other than that, remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Below are all of my different social medias where I post picks and plays daily. Make sure to hit me up there. Also, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel as I'm constantly putting out new videos to learn how to make money sports betting. And that's it. So thanks for watching and have a good one.